Hey readers, hope you're doing well, hope the reading is going well. I just wanted to hop on real quick, talk about something a little different today. I saw sort of a blog or online article, I'll link it for you. And I don't know, who knows, maybe it's created by a bunch of bots, but I found it entertaining, and so I wanted to share it. And it gets to a topic that I think as the older I get, the more I sort of agree with sort of the premise of the article. And the whole point of the article is that there's this whole list of books that people are supposed to read or say they read, but that they never finish. And I like, you know, Dostoevsky's on there. I think the Brothers Karamazov is on there. I think Ulysses might be on there. You check the article out. It's really interesting. But the more important thing is that I think that you know, like when I was in my like early to mid 20s, I read Brothers Karamazov. It was torture. It was awful. I would never read another Dostoevsky book. It's just, there's nothing against it. There's not that I can't see that it captures an aspect of humanity, or I don't bemoan anybody else liking it and loving it. But I just, as I get older, I cannot force myself to read something. You know, like I typically will read like the first 3 or 4 pages of a book before I even buy it, because if I can't get into the writing style, or it's too dense, or it's too much work, I just don't even want to bother. And I think that sometimes we like overcomplicate art, that we overcomplicate, in this case, reading or writing, to the point where it's like it devolves into something that's just about like virtue signaling, or like a you know, like a social status kind of a thing. Like, oh yes, I've read that book, it's so good. Like, I actually don't think that Dostoevsky, not that it's not well written, but I just don't connect to the sort of dismal outlook of humanity. And I don't want to be like living in that world. I can observe the real world and see the sadness and experience that on a personal level. I don't need to like go into a book and read a fictionalized version of that reality. So I don't think it really reveals anything that I can't just, anyway, see by watching the news. And anyway, that's not the only book that's on there. There's quite a few on there that I think are really interesting, and I'd love for you guys to take a look at that and let me know what you think. Do you guys suffer through books? And if so, why? Why do you suffer through books? It should be a pleasurable thing. Not that it shouldn't make you feel emotions, or that you can't read a book and be sad, but like I do think that there's something to the idea that some forms of writing, some authors are just, you know, difficult and not enjoyable, and in the end, what's the payoff for it? Now, clearly, that's different for everybody, and I'm talking about the books that I think are difficult and personally not worth my time. I would never read again. And I would never, if they made a movie out of it, I would never go and see the movie. So anyway, do you have books like that you can't stand getting through, that you couldn't finish, that you have no interest in? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Happy reading.